off posting my review of Secret Haven for this to arrive and to pre-order it, and obviously I thought it was going to arrive on release date, and so when I got the alert it was sent second class post, I was impressed. But it's arrived today, and then took 2 extra days, so it wasn't too bad. Secret Haven, it's here. This book is so worth the wait. This is the last book in the Sparrow Falls series. It can be read as a standalone, however this book especially, they're all interconnected, it's the same family, but I feel this book you get the payoff if you've done 5 books prior to this to really get a good feel. This one is from the West End Lane Books, independent bookstore. The book plate, signed book plate, and the, you can't see that, but it says, "For everyone who feels like they don't belong, I see you, you're beautiful, good, worthy, and you will find others who see it too. Don't ever give up. Finding your people will be all the sweeter because you walked alone for a little while." So this is Fallon and Kyla. Look, oh, okay. So this has each couple and then what to expect from the series. So Anson and Rhodes, Sparrow Falls, Small Town, Shep and Thea, Cole and Sutton, Found Family, Spicy Romance, Lincoln Arden, Trace and Ellie, Romantic Suspense, Catherine Cowles, and Kai and Fallon. I love it. And then there's a thing at the back and it says, "Hey lovely reader, can you believe we've reached the end of Sparrow Falls series? What a journey it's been, and honestly none of it would have been the same without you. As a little thank you for all the love, excitement and endless support you've shown along the way, we wanted to give you a special surprise print because you deserve it. We're so excited for what's next. Catherine Cowles' brand new Starlight Grove series kicks off with Across the Vanishing Sky coming March 2026. Just as it's going to steal your hat all over again. Yes, Dex is coming. We're ready. All the love, spice and sleepless nights team Evermore." So that must be what this is. Oh, I'm like super emotional. Oh my word. This, like, are you guys allowed to see this? It's a surprise. I mean, look away if you don't want to see it. Oh, look at it. It's all of them. Miss them already. But so Secret Haven. I knew I was going to love this because we knew the couple leading up to this book. They are foster siblings, but anybody that's like, oh, that's a bit too much for me, I think knowing going in that they did have an established relationship beforehand and lied about it because they knew they wouldn't be allowed to stay in that placement if they didn't, might change your mind. And this is years later now, and that he wasn't placed until he was 16, so it's not like they were raised from being young children, because I do think that is a difference. I just love them. What I love most is that Fallon does not take anything lying down. However much we talk about Kai and Kai being this big protector, Fallon is just as much. He may be the protector of everybody, but she is his protector. She is going to go to bat for him. And this is a marriage of convenience, and we see that she is ready to step up, and she makes that suggestion for him. I love how, and this is why I say I think that doing the books prior to this makes the most sense, because things have been dropped from like the first book that come to fruition in this book. Like, I had always had like thoughts about certain things that had happened, and like, not that they were left unended, but I was like, I wonder why that's in there, or we're sort of focusing on that a little bit, which isn't necessarily an issue, but I wonder if something's going to come of that. And then when things happen in this book, I was like, oh, that is a sweet payoff. And so he becomes a single guardian to 3 children, or he wants to become the guardian, but with his history, he has a juvenile record, he is a biker, he's tattooed, he's a tattoo artist. He's like, who's gonna like give me custody, kingship custody of my sisters? And as a social worker, Fallon is like, well, you know, if we were married, I am in good standing in the community, so, you know. And although, yes, it's for that purpose, the fact is, it's not really, because it's what they want. It's what they've always wanted. And, you know, Catherine does a thing at the beginning where she talks about how she did a lot of research, but, you know, liberties also were taken. And obviously, like, I'm sorry, but no social worker is one doing it, and also no boss in social work is willingly knowing somebody is doing that and going, yeah, no problem. Or they shouldn't be. right? But I think there are just so many sweet moments in this book that just make you tear up or swoon. I mean, I joked about, like in the violent moments for Fallon, where I just think that shows the type of person that she's like. She's known as like the vengeful sibling that's gonna don't mess with me or the people that I care about. And I love that not all of the siblings were straight off the bat okay with it. Like, because not everybody is gonna be, they're gonna need to take that beat. But I think also with Kai, even though they're his family, he still sees them as her family, and that he's just allowed to be a part of it. And Catherine gets me every time. There's always a moment with Mama Coulson. Every time, and I'm like, stop it! As an adoptive parent, kills me every single time. Speaking of, hello.
Hi.
You okay?
Yay.
Okay. Can you give me 2 seconds? Minutes? Yeah. Okay.
I'm just gonna stand here.
Okay. And I think the way that it's handled is just brilliant. There is the, my wife moment, but it never feels like contrived or forced. It feels very natural. And there are obviously the romantic suspense moments, and everybody is a suspect. Criminal Minds Loving Hat is just loving it. And if you've done like the whole series, you'll see like the change to like Anson going through, and it's just hilarious to me. I will say that if you don't normally do epilogues, there is something that happens in the epilogue, not with this couple, but with somebody else, that is the sweetest payoff ever. And I was just so ecstatic with it that I was just like, get it in. Going back to the suspects, he was on my list. Just saying. It's a must. Now, it is performed in Jewel by Stella Hunter and Crais. I will say that I did have a lackluster response to finding out Connor was on the book. Nothing against Connor, he's a great performer. I just felt like for Kai, I personally thought somebody a bit more emotive. But once I was listening, I really enjoyed Connor's performance of Kai. I think, I do love Connor as a single guardian. So I think I didn't know that going in was going to be the sort of trope of the book. So I think knowing that sort of changed it a little bit for me. And I think we really showcase with his voice how Kai goes from being this guy that doesn't take any crap and still so vulnerable, of feeling like he doesn't deserve anything because of how much abuse he suffered as a child, and finally coming to terms as an adult that actually I do deserve to be happy. And I think he really does that really well. And pairing that with Stella Hunter, who absolutely fabulous as Fallon, and Stella is so good at that sort of sassy, feisty, but also sweetness about her voice and her tone, and that just came across so well. And of course, she is voicing all these young girls, and everyone sounds so unique and is their own voice, and was just so spot on. Absolutely loved it. And of course, her Kai voice, perfection. Loved it to pieces. I will say the other thing that I loved that was included in this book was, so Kai goes, he has this whole house, he decorates it for the kids, and he fills it with everything that they could possibly want. And he's talking to the older sibling, and he says, I think I might have gone overboard. And I really love that inclusion, because children that have come from being neglected, being abused, that have had nothing, it's so overwhelming to then have everything. So it's definitely a must. If you haven't started the series yet, it's all out there, man. You can dive in and just live in the world. But if you have done it, definitely do Secret Haven. I will say, if you are, especially if you're in the UK, don't look at the listings on Audible. They're totally messed up. I will do another post with all of the listings so you can see what they all are. But this is a fantastic series. I love it. This book is amazing.